Hello, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the pool party. I hope you can swim because we're definitely diving into the deep end with a huge splash of truth, facts, evidence, information, and proof. Swim. Say what you mean. It's talk about talking. How we listen, how we hear, how we speak, how we hear what we're listening to when we speak, how a listener hears what we're saying, if what we're saying, what they're actually hearing and or understanding. Is it clear? Swim. Say what you mean. Well, that's just the beginning of understanding, because after we get that understanding, how do we accept it? How we respond if it's not what we expect is paramount. Are you okay with the truth? Are you man, woman, human, or spiritual enough to accept the truth? Let's find out. Welcome to The Swimming Pool with your host, Travis Bridges.
Bam! That would be me, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. It is Wednesday night, hump day. Here's hoping you've had a fantastic week, fantastic day, fantastic year considering the circumstances. Happy New Year, everybody. This is going to definitely be the New Year edition. So, Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? And then I think it goes, again, I'll just do my version of it. Should old acquaintance be forgot for sake of old lang syne? Now let me hum it like the old folks. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Everybody. Ooh. Don't tell me I ain't no baritone. Don't tell me I can't direct no choir. Don't tell me I don't know nothing about singing, because I do. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. This is SWIM, S-W-Y-M. That is the acronym for Say What You Mean. Are you saying what you mean? I hope so. Let's just say you didn't say what you meant in 2023. Well, in 2024, I want to encourage you to do just that. Say more in 2024. How many mores have you heard already this year? Speaking of mores, that's a citizenship status in some kind of way that I heard. I'll be digging into that. Don't know what it means. I think I do, though. I've heard it before. But guess who's going to be checking into it? Hey, Jackie, what it be like? Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you. Yes, I have a subject tonight, but I don't have a guest, and I don't think I want to have a guest, and I'm okay with that on this one. And I think, let's see what time it is right now. I think I'm going to be out of here in 15 minutes, 20 at the most, starting, 3 minutes ago. With that being said, the topic is a hard thing, and the subtopic topic is go on through it. It ain't nothing but a hard thing. Go on through it. Believe it or not, I do have a theme song that's going to go with that, and I'm going to play it at the end. So I'm telling you in advance, we're going to talk about it ain't nothing but a hard thing / go on through it. And then at the end, I've got a song that I want you to listen to the words to after we talk a little bit, or after I give my therapy spiel. Okay, so it ain't nothing but a hard thing / go on through it. We're going to talk about a hard thing and going on through it. And then we're going to play the song for tonight. And if I find out you're not listening or paying attention, I'm going to play it again. All right? You're going to stay after class late. You understand that? Okay, so hard thing. What is a hard thing? Well, anything that's not soft. I hear people say all the time, well, it's hard. It's hard. Well, that's as it relates to surfaces or fabrics or material things. Those things are hard. When you're trying to learn a new language and you say, well, it's hard, that's not hard. That's challenging, maybe even difficult in some places, but it's not impossible. And it's definitely not hard. Hard is something that our head is when we were little and our folks would say, stop that. Your head is hard as a rock. Now that might be hard because I know my head has been hard on many days and it has turned into a soft, exactly. So when we talk about a hard thing, let's get the context right. Hard is like a surface, but the second definition of it could very well mean difficult or challenging or unfamiliar. And that's what I hear many people struggling say their situation is. It's a hard thing. Well, now that we got that out the way, what did you go through that was a hard thing this year or last year? So I'm going to talk about myself. On the 3rd of January on last year, I remember recording something that I was going to release a year from now because the hard thing that I was going through, I believed that throughout the year I was going to be delivered from that thing and I would get through it, but I haven't gotten through with it yet. So what I did was I just held the sharing of that particular testimony, and I'll just do it, in due season, whenever that is, or then maybe I just won't at all share it because sometimes maybe you just need to, as my mother would say, keep your mouth closed. So I'm the jury is still out on that, no pun intended. But with that being said, I'll save that for later. So a hard thing. This is how I heard it described from a church that I used to attend and a pastor that I used to sit under. He would say, you're either in something, going through something, or coming out of something, or about to go into something. We're always in that circle of moving, transition, where we're coming out of something, just getting out of, no, coming out of something, about to go through something, or in something right now. And that something could be anything as simple as, starting your day at work, because truly, you're about to go to work if you're getting up and getting dressed. When you get there, you're there. And when you go home, you're just coming out of it. Well, that's an example, but that comes to psychological, mental, emotional, and even spiritual things that we go through. So if you're having a hard time, I once heard it said, don't stop. It was Les Brown. And he said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Don't stop. And I just so happen to agree with that. If you're going through something, understand that it is a transition. Nothing comes to stay forever. Even our lives will transition at some point in time the way we know it, and it will end. So all good things usually come to an end, so they say. And that goes for things that are not so good. Here's what we don't realize when we're in something, that the pain we feel, the struggle we feel, is working out for our good. Because one of my favorite books says, all things work together for the good of those who love everything good. So if you're doing something and you are a believer, whatever you're going through is working out for your good. You have to see that. Anytime we struggle and we get through it, when we look behind us, we say, whew, man, that was tough, but I made it. So I'm just here to, first of all, encourage myself that it won't be hard always. And things do come, trials come to make us strong. And they don't come to stay, they come to pass. Sometimes people have trouble for a long time, some people for a short time. You've been in something that was a short period. You've been in something that was longer. But if you can do this and this, you're still here. So just keep on going. Know that if you're still here, you're here for a reason. And regardless of what you're going through, go on through it. And that song that I'm going to play is so cool. I can't wait to play it. It's a song from one of my musician colleagues, one of my brothers in the ministry, and someone that I actually look up to, one of my mentors, in the music industry. We're going to go back and dig up one from the crates, as we used to say. I'm going to tag him on this so that he can hear it. This song is kind of with me at different points of my life and in my time, so I'm going to share it with you, and I sure do hope you enjoy it. So I have a couple things written down here that I want to refresh about. Trials come to make us strong. When we go through difficult things, hard things, things that are unfamiliar, we don't see it then. All we want it to do is just be over. And it eventually will be. Look at the things that you've made it through. They eventually pass. What you're going through now will eventually pass. And what you will go through in the future, if you hang on in there, it'll also come to pass. And then here's something that I thought about. When you trust the process of anything you're going through, whether it be spiritually, mentally, or whatever, let's just say, you sprain your arm. Your body has to take you through a process of healing. And many times we've had injuries. We trust the body's ability to heal itself. So what we do, we nurture it to the best of our ability, give it some time, and we know that we're not going to have a sprained elbow or a wrist for a long time. It takes just that much belief and that much faith. I think it's called a mustard seed. Somebody help me now. If we have just a little bit in that regard, we can go through everything, every situation. I say it all the time, and look how it's coming full circle. There's an answer to every question. There's a solution to every problem. I believe that, and it's so fitting for right now. My pastor used to say, what's the best scripture? What's the best commentary for scripture? Other scripture. I'll say that about sayings. What's the best commentary for cliches? Other cliches. I'm just going to say, if you are, you're going through a process and you trust that process, one saying goes like this: not my will, but your will be done. Who is your? Well, the natural process of what you're going through. If I sprain my wrist and it's hurting right now and I want it to heal, I have to say, well, not my will, but the process that this has to go through be done. You don't have no choice anyway. So just, have a good attitude as you go through it. That same sprained, whatever it is, wrist, ankle, elbow, shoulder, whatever, it requires the same amount of faith as, a financial time you may be going through, something legal you could be going through, something psychological, mental, or emotional. We have to know that as long as we can do this and then do this, we're still here. We just have to continue to run our race and be strong. And is it easy? No. Remember, it's a hard thing. Oh, I'm about to give the song away. It's just difficult, and we have to go through it. And there's no escaping. We all have to go through. We all have to carry our cross. We all have to bear our own, struggles. And it just goes without saying. We're no special than anyone else. I know sometimes we like to think that we're all that and then some. Well, I know I am. I'm probably the only one, here that's, all that and then some. But we're not going to talk about that. But, none of us are really special. We have to go through the same Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that everybody else goes through. If it's raining in my neighborhood and you live next door to me, guess what? It's going to rain. You don't get to get, anything special. So whenever you have these trials, and the worst thing you want to do is look at what somebody else is going through and say, well, why are they getting it easy? Or why doesn't this or that happen to me? Stay in the mirror if you can and stop worrying about what they're doing next door. That ain't none of your business. Don't worry about them, he, she, it. Go to the mirror and say, that's who I'm going to focus on. So that's going to be my thing, not just for 2024. It's been my thing for a long time. I'm just going to dig it up now and shine it up and brush it off and clean it up and present it one more time, like that soup I heated up, the other day. I'm just going to serve it again. Go through it. And here's what I'm going to try to close with before I play the song. If you know you're doing the right thing, that's even more reason to go on through it. Now, if you're behind, did I say that? That's a bad word on this platform. If you're, if you, if well, I'll say it anyway. No, I won't. If your ego, or if your actions has created a situation for you, you might want to ask for some grace and some mercy, because sometimes if you need it, start talking about that. Grace and mercy, you still have to be strong. It's different from when you're doing the right thing, when you're on the right path. You don't necessarily need it. We always want it. We always want to have it. But sometimes we need a little bit more than other times. So if you ate 4 cheeseburgers, and you still want the scale to look the way it did, before you ate them, you might need some extra grace and some mercy. And I say grace, not gravy. So that's not the same thing. However, on the other hand, if you chose, a more healthy choice prior to getting on the scale, you don't need it. And you can go on through it. So whatever the scale says, you can be okay with what it says, because guess what you're doing? The right thing. And the scale may not say what you wanted to say today, but as long as you continue down the right path, you will eventually end up, arrive at the right location. So with that being said, I'm just going to let that preach itself. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, try to ask for grace and mercy, but reciprocity is always in motion. Reaping and sowing is always in motion. So if you just become special, where you can get a break, where you can eat a whole bunch of cheeseburgers and chase them down with soda and then still lose weight, then you just might be, a special, whatever. But if you're normal, like most of us, we have to know we're doing the right and the best thing. And then we can just go on through it. Even when we hit the plateaus, the hard times, the struggles, the brick walls, no pun intended, we can move and go on through it. Yeah. All right. That's all I'm going to say about that. You guys ready for the song? And I don't have a gang of folk with me right now, and that's fine, because this is primarily for moi. And I do know that when it's time, whoever's supposed to grab this will. I know I'm getting something out of it. I needed this, because on this very day last year, it was a different testimony. And that's what that's how we overcome, by sharing it. My sister told me, you ain't got to tell all your business. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. Sometimes when you share something you endured and you came out victorious, and you share it, somebody might not want to hear it, and it's not for those people. But if you can share something with someone, about, your victories, then go ahead and do it. You overcome by that in many ways. Other people get to be blessed, and you get blessed, when you're talking about it, when you're sharing it. I believe that. And finally, trust the process. If you have had an injury before and it was all swollen and black and blue, maybe fractured or even broken, and you healed from it, that it's a matter of time. You'll be okay. If you had a really bad cold, trust that process. Nurture yourself. Do what you need to do. Believe. If you ever had a cold, in your heart, you believed that in a few days, you're going to be okay. Cold usually hits me in about 3 or 4 days. I'm just, ooh. But then after the 5th day or so, I'm starting to get better. And, 7 to 10 days, I'm probably back to normal, because I believe that. I know that. And I believe that strength in what I believe helps the process along. Well, guess what? I know you're going through something right now, just like me. Trust that process the same way. The same way you're probably going to, be okay from a little cough or a sneeze or some congestion or something, or if you sprain your ankle, your hip or something, time will help out with that. Well, guess what? Time will also help out with whatever hard thing you're going through. With that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for all the good people who supported me through 2023. I've got some things coming up this year. That book is finally going to get released. I've been threatening for a long time. It's going to release. I've just got to make some simple modifications. And guess what? I am working on, that third CD project I've been threatening also. I believe it's going to happen. And some other good things. Things have been happening so good. I'm just going to continue to have that same faith I'm asking you to have, that it'll continue to get better as long as we stay on the right track. No matter how long you've traveled down the wrong path, turn back. One of my favorite quotes. So same thing. No matter how long you're going down the right path, just continue to go one foot in front of the other, one day at a time. You will get there. That's a promise. One thing I don't do is make promises, and I don't guarantee anything. And you're not supposed to guarantee anything. One of my colleagues in the business told me, don't guarantee anything. Why not? Why can't you guarantee something? We're created in our Father's image, and he guarantees certain things by his word. We can too. So I'm going to go ahead and put my stamp on something. If you do the right thing, I guarantee you will arrive at the right place. You will get the right results. Just like if you do the wrong thing, chances are you're going to arrive in a wrong place. And I know there's no right or wrong. How about preferable place and a non-preferable place? Okay? All right. Till the next time, be good. Take real good care of yourself. You ready for this song? All right, now, if I catch anybody not paying attention, I'm just going to play it again. But this is my buddy, J.L. Cash. And this song is called It Ain't Nothing But a Hard Thing. Go on through it. And that's my word for you. No matter what you're going through in 2024, if it's tough, if it's easy, if it's, a little struggle, go through it. Because just as sure as you sprain your ankle and you treat it with care, you're going to heal from it. Just like if you go into something, you're going to go through it. If you keep your head up, keep your mind right, and always check yourself. Make sure you're doing the right thing. We must constantly die daily. And I know one of my friends talk about dying daily because he put so much shoe polish in his beard. He said he dies daily, Anyway, another story. Let's check ourselves regularly. Let's make sure we're doing the right thing. So when we fire off at the mouth and saying something or even thinking something that could probably end us in the wrong place, let's check it, put it right back on course, and keep on going. All right, you ready for a song? All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm going to stay with you guys. I'm going to keep my mic on so I can jam with you, at least the intro. You ready? I'm going to do back in my radio days. Okay, here we go. Let's see. What radio station can I do? I'm going to do WSWM. WSYM. Swim. Okay, that's what I'm going to be. All right, you ready? Here's my DJ intro. Have a good night. Find someone you need to say I love you to. Don't just say it, mean it, and let it be true. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Oh yeah. WSYM. I'm Travis Bridges, and this is Dr. J.L. Cash, and it's called It Ain't Nothing But a Hard Thing on WSYM. Here we go.
Your problems may seem hard to bear. But make up your mind. Keep on hanging in there.
Do that.
Jesus said he wouldn't put no more on you than you could bear. There's a blessing to it if you just stick to it. Ain't nothing but a hard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Go on. It may make you cry sometime.
My favorite part.
There's a blessing.
There's a blessing to it.
Well. Listen. Late in the midnight. Seem like things ain't going right.
That's all right, though.
Teardrop from your eyes. Loud. Don't worry. Jesus is standing by. He's already told you. Go ahead, dry your eyes. keep holding on, keep the faith. He won't be too late. It ain't nothing but a hard thing.
That's all it is.
Go on, yeah.
But go on through it.
It ain't nothing, y'all. Ain't nothing, no. It ain't nothing but a hard thing. But if you go through it, there's a blessing.
But there's a blessing to it.
Yeah, I know. Listen,
Those times are hard
well,
that you face. Jesus is there.
he's right there.
Make everything okay.
Oh,
It may be dark
maybe dog.
and you can't see your way.
Lord, Lord.
Jesus will give you a brighter day.
Everybody sing. You know it by
It
now.
ain't nothing but a
Hard thing,
It ain't nothing but a hard thing. Yo.
Go on.
Oh,
but go on through it.
no, ain't nothing but a hard thing.
nothing but a hard thing.
That's all it is.
There's a blessing.
There's a blessing to it.
Oh, la, 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 la. I got one more thing, listen. Down to the bottom. Seem like there's not a friend can be found. Yeah. But you got to remember that that's when Jesus does his best work. When we're down with nothing at all, that's when he comes in, stands tall. Let us know with him we can't fall. He will never let you down. Oh, Lord, he will make you strong. Hey,
Hard thing,
make up your mind. It ain't nothing, no.
hard thing,
No, it ain't nothing but a hard thing, no.
hard thing.
Make up your mind. Go on, you got to be strong. It ain't nothing, no, but a hard thing, y'all. It ain't nothing, no, no. Sing the song.
It ain't nothing but a hard
Oh, make up your mind.
That's the music.
You can stand
Also,
up
JL
strong.
can give me details. Let's see if I can see
You can make it on this everlasting arm.
music of JL Cash. Apostle, that
Well,
it ain't nothing but a hard thing.
well,
WFYM.
Oh, Lord,
Travis.
nothing but a hot thing, y'all. It ain't nothing but a hard thing. No, it ain't nothing.
SWYM. Say what you mean. As much as this information is designed to bring awareness to how we listen, hear, and process, it is also a form of therapy. The little person inside of all of us needs to be heard. As adults, even listening to ourselves is a form of healing, strengthening, and growth. It's okay to speak, talk, express yourself, and be heard, even if you're the only listener. If our testimony does anything at all for anyone else, that makes the continued effort worth the time. Get the words out. You'll feel better, and that's a promise. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
You know, sometimes it seems like all the good times are gone. But you got to keep on searching. You got to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. For example, take me standing right here today. I would not be here with you if I believed the things that the people say. You got to keep on searching. Keep on searching. Keep it on